Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices, and it's all pretty straightforward really. We've been looking at for the stock 50 here, and the same with the DAX and most of the other European markets, and the same with the US markets as well. We're looking at the same count. So we're looking at wave 4, what's being in play here, and then looking for 5 waves up for wave 5. It is true that wave 4s can get a little bit difficult in terms of complexity, so we may end up seeing something of this nature here before we see a move up through here. On the DAX, just on the daily chart here, I have to say though that in looking at this as an A and a B and a C here is fine, but I would expect wave 3 here to be a little bit stronger than what we're seeing. I appreciate that we're heading into 10,000, and I know that that will slow it down. I also appreciate that the S&P 500 is also working into a large major level as well. So 2,000 and 10,000 are both major levels, and they will pin the markets down. And also, secondly, the 2,000 for the S&P 500 is a 61.8% retracement level. For the DAX here, that's a little bit higher here. So yeah, it's a little bit sort of tricky, but what we're looking for now, of course, in wave 3 here is 5 waves in terms of 1 and 2. And we've got wave 3 in place here. We're looking for wave 4 that's probably completed, and we'll look for wave 5 here. But as I mentioned, that wave 3 here, I just expect it to be a bit more powerful than it is. It's sort of okay. So yeah, but it's, as I've probably mentioned, there's going to be a bit tricky navigating, moving these markets, these larger markets from the resistance that's approaching the supply levels to support. It's going to be a bit of a laborious process. So on the not sure we got here, I should have gone to the 2 hour, but not to worry, and I think I'll just do that. So on the 2 hour chart, just from the current low here, as you know, we've been looking at this as all of wave 1, an A and a B and a C for wave 2. It's possible to have wave 1 sitting on top of this low here, and wave 2 here, but I just want to be conservative at this stage and keep the count pretty tight without too much expectation. So what we were looking for on the Monday was basically from wave 2 here, we were looking for a 38.2 retracement level to come into play here for this wave 4 as well. So that's pretty much sort of done and dusted, but at the same time I mentioned that wave 4s can get a bit more trickier. So let's just go to the 15-minute chart. But as it stands, we'd be looking for, we don't have them yet, we'd be looking for, get my drawing tool, we're looking for 5 waves in this first little wave here. We don't have that. We've only got 3 waves. And while we've got 3 waves here, by the by, it's possible that this can just be the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here, coming back down much the same sort of length here, double bottom sort of thing. But if we get 5 here, then you know that you're on your way from that point, and that means that you can add to long positions on 9, 8 here in due course. So just on the 15-minute chart and navigating through that somewhat. Okay, so let me just sort of bring this in here a little bit. So yeah, look, last time we spoke, we're looking at that green wave 4 to pull back. The question is that 5 waves down here? Okay, so we're just going to talk about this wave 4 and next entry and so on. So it's possible that this can be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now it's a bit dodgy, I know that, but the other count that would be more fitting would be an A wave to here, a B wave to here, then another B wave and a C wave here, and then down. So what I was sort of thinking, that was a bit sort of complicated, wasn't it? What I was thinking is I mean, this look currently is in 3 waves, yeah? So that could certainly have another little 5 waves down here to finish off wave C and then up from that point there. So I suggest that just use that level there, 9.8. If you get the C wave in here and you can count 5 waves, by all means, build from that point and then build on here and so on. But if we get 1 and 2 and 3, and this comes back for 4 here, and then we get 5, get that little high above here, so you can start to see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, then you know that you'll get an ABC pulling back, 50, 60%. So then you can go in and buy on that point if you can get the 5 waves up here. If you don't understand any of that, then just wait for the first high above the level, then wait for the correction below the level, 9.8, and then look for support on the level. So you can go long from there. Once that first high has been created, you can go long from that point there as well. So yeah, it's just a matter of moving up from those points there. You can move this current stop that we've got here on this long to break even if you like, but try not to get stopped out just because of a C wave coming down through here. We want to be looking to add positions on this level here, so we'll just save that there. So look, it's all pretty simple. What you need to do is you just need to work out, are we going to get this C wave here, or are we going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 and up there for 5? And once you get that first high above the level, you'll get an ABC back below the level, and then you can start piling in from that point there. And if that is the case, then you'll be looking for 5 waves up. So there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So this would be our target area over here once that completes here. So you can take profit at that point there, because we're going to have trouble with the S&P 500 at this point too, basically, because this whole move up through here for the European markets is kind of okay as a wave. I'll put this wave 5 in here. So wave 5 of 3, and then we'd be looking for wave 4 at this point here. So we can just put that in as a exit here, because it at this stage it looks like it's going to come back, and if this wave 5 comes in and wave 4 comes in here, then we're going to see this wave 4 come back in here as well here. So we've got a double sort of wave 4, so we might as well take it here and get back in at this point here. Yes, so with the S&P 500, this can be a wave C up here at the end of the rally. We don't think that's the case for the European markets, but obviously they're going to be following one another. So at all these levels, you can start locking in some profit until we can work out what's actually going on for the next degree of structure. So, if we do get a wave 4 here, it will be it'll be in 3 waves here. That's what we need to sort of figure out. And that's just going to take time to mature, because, this is going to be 5 waves in this leg, and then we'll get 5 over here. So this could extend even down further, or, it just finishes at these wave 4s, and we can move up again. So we're going to have to navigate through this here. We need to work out what this is, because once we work out what this is, then it confirms the next trend. So yes, we can get involved in the guessing game with it all, but I think that waiting for evidence and building on that evidence is is a logical safer step forward. So that's what we need to do. Alrighty, cheers.